Hello everyone, this is Sharpedo43 once again, bringing you all another Wi-Fi battle. And this is actually going to be my last Wi-Fi battle for Pokemon Sun and Moon at least, because Ultra Sun and Moon is already here, like I mentioned already in past videos. And this is going to be an OU battle, and my opponent for this last battle is going to be Atrix, one of PokeMD's moderators on Discord and also Twitch. And if you're probably wondering why Atrix specifically, is because, well, first of all, I kind of like the name Atrix. It sounds pretty cool. And also, I think a while ago when I was actually showing a couple of my videos in Joey's server, Discord server that is, and he was reacting by telling me, hey, you want to battle? And I was like, I can't right now because I have like so many battles to post. Because you know how I was like very behind with posting Wi-Fi battles, and I just couldn't battle a whole lot of people because of it, because I needed to get caught up with all the battles before Ultra Sun and Moon came out. But look at this, Ultra Sun and Moon is already 5 days in released, and I'm still here posting Wi-Fi battles from Pokemon Sun and Moon. It's crazy. But like I said, I had 49 battles, so I wanted to make it 50 battles for Pokemon Sun and Moon that I had. So I decided to look for one more person to basically fill that empty spot for me, and I decided to ask Atrix, who was a person who asked me if I wanted to battle him, and I had to unfortunately reject his proposal because of the fact that I was kind of packed with a bunch of videos that I needed to post. But now, since I want 50 battles, now I decide to go up to him and ask him, do you want to battle me? If he says no, well then oh well. But he actually said yes, so I was like, okay, excellent. So what tier you want to do? I asked him, and he said let's do OU, and I was like, fine, let's do OU. And I'm going to bring this team once again. You guys have all seen this team before already, and I decided to use it once again. I was actually kind of afraid of Atrix just because he's a moderator in PokeMD's Twitch stream, so I'm pretty sure he's seen a lot of the stuff that Pokemon does on his stream, battling a bunch of people. Probably Johnny knows. Bottom line is that he's not a bad battler whatsoever. He shouldn't be if he's a mod for PokeMD. So anyways, yeah, so this is the team I'm going to use, and the reason why I'm using this team is because, like I said, it's been putting quite the amount of work in a lot of the battles that I've been in. Although it's mostly been seen in only a few of my battles actually, but I battled with a lot of people with this team, and it's done wonders for me, honestly. I think I only lost to like a couple people with it, and even then those were like just because of late game sweeps that I was unable to avoid basically. But anyways, I digress. This is going to be the final battle. It's going to be between me and Atrix, and we're going to see how this battle ends. I personally hope that I can win this battle, but if I lose this battle, as long as it's a good battle, I'm personally going to still basically showcase it. So here we go. This is going to be the final battle for Pokemon Sun and Moon, for me at least. And yeah, my opponent is going to be Atrix. I'm going to lead off with Zygarde right out of the get-go because I was anticipating the not Tapu Koko lead. I felt that lead was way too obvious. Now, right out of the gate, this actually triggered me very much because I was like, damn it! I led with Zygarde to throw him off, and look at this. He actually predicted my lead, so I was like, you know what? Screw this shit. I'm actually going to just stay in. And he actually over predicts and goes for the U-turn and goes into Landorus as a result, which makes sense because now he gets the Intimidate off, and my 1,000 arrows is literally gonna do nothing. I was hoping he'd actually have Volt Switch, but nah, he didn't. He actually has U-turn because he knows that Volt Switch is usually covered by any ground type, so here he goes into Landorus, and this Landorus turns out to be leftovers, which is actually kind of interesting. Good to know it's not Rocky Helmet though, because Rocky Helmet can actually make it a lot more annoying in all honesty. I'm gonna hard switch into Skarmory because usually Skarmory is usually the switch into Landorus-T, because this Skarmory is usually physically bulky, and I'm confident at this point that because of the leftovers, it's not choice banded. And I don't have to worry about that powerful ass Stone Edge that it usually gets off. He's actually going to go for the U-turn, take some Rocky Helmet damage, which is excellent, and he's going to get the hell out of here. He's now going to go into Tapu Koko, which is unfortunately a very obvious switching, but I did want to get in the Toxic Spikes just because, not Toxic Spikes, Spikes, damn it. Sheesh, I keep getting those confused. But anyways, I'm going to switch out now because I do not want to stay in on a Tapu Koko, and I'm going to go straight into Swampert because Swampert is actually quite the answer to Tapu Kokos. However, I am aware that these Tapu Kokos can carry Grass Knot sometimes. I don't know how common it is, but I've seen people run it on me, and it's actually ridiculous. So I was like, hell no, I'm going to switch out and see if he actually has it or not. And if he doesn't, then that's good. He goes for U-turn, so I was like, oh, Okay, so the only moves I know it has is Hidden Power Ice and what's it called? U-turn so far. So I need to know what his other two moves are, because if I don't have intel on his moveset, I'm gonna keep thinking that it has Grass Knot, which is what I'm afraid of right now. He's gonna go into Landorus here on the U-turn, and I think here I stay in, just going for the Toxic. No, not Toxic, U-turn. He goes for the Toxic. I go for the U-turn, because I didn't think he have anything for Decidueye, in all honesty. Because seeing how it's a bulky set, I kind of just felt like it might just have Stealth Rocks, maybe Hidden Power Ice, which won't do too much, and Earthquake, and U-turn. So, like none of that does anything to Decidueye, especially if this is a bulky Landorus we're talking about right here. So here I'm just gonna go into Swampert on the U-turn, so I can get my rocks up, because I could really use these rocks up. Because right now this guy is actually pivoting and switching around very much. So I was like, you know what? Let's get these rocks up right now, so we can at least have some kind of punishment for this guy switching, basically. He's actually going to hard switch into Ferrothorn, which is actually very troublesome for me, because this thing can actually set up spikes himself, or even Stealth Rocks, or even both, because Ferrothorn does get both of them. So I was like, okay, I'm going to hard switch into Skarmory. I don't really mind if he goes for Leech Seed. He does miss this one, but again, I just stay in anyway, so he's going to get the Leech Seed off anyway, so it's not game breaking, that Leech Seed miss. As you can see here, he gets it. And now I'm just going to have to take Leech Seed's damage. I'm going to Whirlwind because I did get my rocks up and I didn't want this matchup, in all honesty, because I kind of don't have switch into this thing. And not to mention, if I switch out, he's just going to Leech Seed again, and I didn't want that. So I needed to get him out of here. I phased him into Keldeo, which is, not going to lie, a mon I did not want to have to deal with. Thankfully, I did have a switch in for it, but this was not the mon that I wanted to phase into, basically. But it's Whirlwind, so it's kind of expected to happen. So anyways, here this thing takes the Stealth Rocks damage, and here as a result, I think it was actually Spikes, not Stealth Rocks, dumbass. But he's gonna get Leftovers, and as soon as I see Leftovers, I was like, okay, so it's not like a choice Specs one, because that was what I was afraid of from this Keldeo, that it'd be like a Spec set or even a Scarf set. So I hard switch into the Decidueye. He goes for Scald, thankfully, and not Icy Wind or anything like that. And now here, I think I just go for the U-turn, and he's actually going to go for Substitute. I kind of figured this would be the move he has, but I kind of figured he'd go for it at some point, but I was kind of hoping he wouldn't go for it here, honestly. As a result, here now I have to go into Zapdos, and now I have to Volt Switch, and I have to reveal to him that I'm basically Scarf Zapdos, which is kind of unfortunate because I kind of wanted to keep that in the back, just in case the Landorus-T came back. Landorus-T. But anyways, I'm going to Volt Switch to break this Substitute from Keldeo. I'm glad that this Keldeo is not Scarf, because Scarf Keldeo would outspeed Scarf Zapdos, in all honesty. So I needed to get out of there. I'm going to go into the Decidueye once again, because what I'm going to do now is, now that I know that he has Substitute, I'm just going to send this thing in, take a Scald, and if he tries to sub again, just go for the Leaf Blade to make sure he doesn't stay behind the Substitute, basically. I'm slower, so he's not going to have his Substitute last, obviously. So, yeah. However, the Poison is actually going to put me in range of a Scald at this point, because, I mean, believe it or not, Keldeo does have relatively high special attack, so even resisted, this Scald is definitely going to KO Decidueye. So this thing gets more Leftovers, which is actually kind of annoying, because all the damage that it took from Hazards from Substitute is actually getting regained, basically, and that's not what I want. I don't want this Keldeo to be healthy. In fact, as I send in Zapdos right here, you're going to see what the big deal is here. I'm going to go for Volt Switch, hoping this takes it out, and it doesn't. So I was like, oh my goodness, this is actually really bad. Because now I have to send in Swampert, and goodness knows what this thing is going to go for. Because even though it had Scald, it could also still have Hydro Pump. It goes for Scald here, though, and it does quite an amount of damage because it's a crit, obviously. So I was like, crap, freaking sling it. And then he gets the burn, so I was like, are you freaking serious? Don't do this to me right now. Game, come on now. I do get my Yapapa Berry off, so I can still have a chance to take this thing out with an Earthquake if he decides to stay in. So I just need to go for an Earthquake and take this thing out. So he's just going to go for Skull. I should be able to take it, except not really, because he gets another freaking crit. So he gets a crit and a burn and then another crit. Like, how do you like that? Seriously. Like, this game just won't give me a damn break, will it? It's so damn annoying. But whatever. I'm going to go into Zygarde now, and this was actually really pressuring for me, because I literally had to go into this just to go for E-Speed. Thank goodness he does not switch out, because I felt like the E-Speed was just way too obvious, but at this point I felt like I had to make that play, because I literally had no switch-ins for the freaking Keldeo. And if I went into Zapdos, he can easily switch into Landorus-T because every time Zapdos comes in, because he got the Stealth Rocks up, Zapdos is going to take a quarter of HP off, and that racks up really quickly over time, and I do not want that Zapdos to go down completely just yet. So I don't want it to be weakened is what I'm trying to say. So here I'm going to hard switch into Skarmory now because he now goes into T-Tar. And I was actually afraid of this thing setting up Dragon Dance, and he actually goes for it, so I was like, oh my god. Yeah, and I had to switch out Zygarde obviously because I was locked in the E-Speed because my Zygarde is choice banded. So here what I'm going to do now is phase it to get rid of that +1. And holy cranberries, this guy actually ran Fire Punch on this Mega T-Tar. I was like, holy shit, man. I needed to phase it out. Thankfully my Skarmory survived because for a sec, as soon as I saw Fire Punch, I was like, oh shit, I think that's the whole game. But no, my Skarmory was strong enough to survive, and I was able to phase him out. And thankfully, I phased him into the only thing I can actually have the opportunity to go for Roost on, and it's this Ferrothorn. And thankfully, even better for me, he goes for Protect, thinking that I was just going to go straight for the attack or for the Whirlwind again. But no, I'm just going to go straight for the Roost because I want this Skarmory to be healthy after surviving that powerful ass hit from Mega T-Tar. So, holy shit, man. This was actually one of the scariest moments in the battle here. In fact, this following sequence here is actually going to be quite, this is probably the most stressful portion of the battle, actually, because this guy's going to go for Leech Seed. Okay, so he's going to get his HP back, which is really annoying. In fact, it already has all of its HP now, especially now after the Leech Seed. So I was like, okay. Skarmory's at full HP now. What I'm going to do here is go for the Whirlwind to get this thing out of here because I do not want this thing to try to Leech Seed every switch in I try to make. So I'm just going to get him out of here. And here I just have to hope for an ideal switch in. And here I phase him into Landorus-T, which is excellent because I was like, holy cranberries. Thank goodness it did not phase him into Tapu Koko because that might have just been the whole game right there. So yeah. I am still Leech Seeded, which is probably the annoying thing, but I think it's better to be Leech Seeded and not have negative switch-ins like Tapu Koko in. Because otherwise that would be kind of a problem. And not to mention, the Leech Seed is not wearing me down too quickly, surprisingly. Here he's going to go for Earthquake, I guess because he knows I'm going to, at this point, like panic so much and just go for a bunch of Whirlwinds. I'm just trying to wear down as much of his team as possible with rocks so that maybe I can get a late game Sharpedo sweep or Zygarde sweep. Because at this point I feel like that's the only way I can even win this match. Because right now I'm kind of down. I'm kind of behind. Here, this Tyranitar comes in, which is, once again, another somewhat ideal switch in. I know it has Fire Punch now, but it doesn't have that D-Dance anymore. And what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to go for Roost in case he tries to go for Fire Punch. He does, and I'm like, okay, good, because now it's going to take Rocky Helmet damage. So it may get the Leech Seed HP back, but the Rocky Helmet damage is doing way more. So here, I'm about to make another risky play after I get more Leech Seed damage. Here, I'm going to go for Whirlwind now, after going for Roost, because I was thinking maybe he'll think I'll try to Roost again, fearing the Fire Punch, and I actually do anticipate the Dragon Dance once again, so I was like, phew, good thing I made the right call right here, and went for Whirlwind, because holy cranberries, if I went for another Roost there, I would have just been brought down to red once again, but thankfully I was able to phase him out to prevent him from getting that +1, because this thing is actually really threatening with +1 in all honesty. I phased him into Latios. Now this thing, I kind of felt like this was going to be where I lose Skarmory, because this thing can have Thunderbolt. And I think from where it's at right now, I think even a Draco Meteor might actually take it out. He surprisingly just goes for the Psy Shock, so maybe he doesn't even have Thunderbolt, which is actually really good for me. And I'm just going to Whirlwind it because, again, I kind of don't know about this matchup. I don't feel it's a good idea. Plus, I'm also scared that Latios could be Choice Scarfed. So I phased him once again into Landorus, which is once again a blessing in disguise, because holy cranberries, that Tapu Koko never came out in any of these Whirlwinds, which is actually really crazy. And now, I think here I try to Roost once more. Yeah, I do think I try to Roost once again because honestly, I just want to keep this Skarmory healthy because right now this Skarmory is actually allowing me to weaken a lot of his mons due to the hazards because he hasn't gotten rid of them. In fact, looking at his team, he doesn't seem to have anything to get rid of hazards. But he has hazards on his side of the field as well, so I was like, okay, so I'm also at a bit of disadvantage as well. So I just gotta make sure I play my cards correctly with this Skarmory as I have so far. Although it's mostly been RNG oriented, since I have to hope that he doesn't get the right mon on the phasing basically. Here I'm gonna make a risky play and just hard switch into Zapdos, anticipating another Earthquake, seeing how he went for it there as I went for Roost. He does go for another Earthquake, so I'm like, okay, that's fine. Because I'm guessing he thought I was gonna try to phase him again, but he doesn't. Here what I try to go for is Hidden Power Ice, and well, at the time I was kind of tilted at this point because I was like, okay, this is bad. He's sacking this T-Tar, but at the same time it's alright because this Hidden Power Ice is going to be a 2-hit KO on this T-Tar anyway, so at least I'm getting rid of this Tyranitar because this thing is actually a threat if it gets one of Dragon Dance going. So, as you can see, I am able to take this thing out with Hidden Power Ice, so this Zapdos may go down, but it's not going to go down without getting at least a KO, which is really, really well done. It shows how strong Zapdos is performing in this battle. Now here he's going to go into Ferrothorn. Now honestly I cannot switch out anymore because I can't switch into Stealth Rocks anymore, and at this point I just need to go for damage to get as much damage as possible. He's going to go for the Leaf Seed, which is the smarter play because obviously he can get some HP back from all that what's it called? From all that HP Ice damage that I did to it with Zapdos. So now what I'm going to have to do now is let Zapdos go down because obviously I couldn't switch out anymore because, you know, in fact I was actually hoping this Leech Seed would actually would take me out because if it didn't, this thing would get another round of leftovers, which I did not want. Now here I can only go into Zygarde, which is Choice Bandit, and just hope that I can actually take it out with 2,000 arrows because it's Choice Bandit. He's gonna go for Protect, which is once again the smart play because it helps him get recovery via leftovers. So now here I was kind of hoping he'd stay in and not switch into Landorus-T, but this fella is actually really smart and he's actually going to switch into Landorus-T, which really, really sucks, honestly. Because now this is not going to do anything, and I am literally running out of switch-ins, actually. In fact, after this 1,000 arrows, it's not going to do... Look at how much damage it does. Like, not even a quarter. Well, I mean, it's kind of over a quarter because of the fact that it already took rocks damage, but still, it's not doing anything. And I can't switch out right now because I know that the U-turn is coming. So I just have to stay in and go for another 1,000 arrows. Now here, oh my goodness, holy cranberries. I got another freaking crit that literally mattered because had I not been able to get this Landorus out, he would have just gotten a free switch in the Tapu Koko via U-turn and just freaking Hidden Power Ice my face. So I was so damn lucky that I freaking got that crit on Landorus-T. Not to mention I get rid of his Intimidator, so now my Sharpedo doesn't have to get -1 attack when it comes in, which is perfect for me. Now here I switch into Skarmory because I was literally anticipating the Hidden Power Ice once again. He does go for it, and my Skarmory survives obviously. And it looks like another one won't do it, so I'm gonna hard switch into Zygarde here, hoping he tries to go for the electric move now and not the Hidden Power Ice to predict me. And he thankfully, after I take these Stealth Rocks damage and Spikes damage as well, he's actually going to go for the Wild Charge. So I was like, oh my goodness, thank goodness, I'm making all these right plays so far. Because this entire battle so far has been nothing but a bunch of risks that I had to make. Here I go for E-Speed just to get as much damage on this thing as possible. And then let this thing go down to Hidden Power Ice. Now, what I'm going to do here with Sharpedo is actually not Protect, obviously, because I still wasn't sure if this thing had the Electrium Z. In fact, seeing no Life Orb leftovers or even the terrain being more than 8 turns gave me the idea that maybe it was Electrium Z. So I decided to finally switch into Skarmory here, because what I wanted to do was send out Sharpedo, make him think I was going to try to go for Protect, and then switch back into Skarmory, which thankfully worked out because I was honestly afraid it wasn't going to work out and I was just going to literally lose Sharpedo for nothing, which would have really, really sucked, honestly. But either way, looking at this battle, looking at what's left of his team, I don't really see myself winning this battle, honestly, just because, this is my last Pokemon, Sharpedo. I'm going to take out this Tapu Koko, sure, but he still has the Ferrothorn, which is still at full HP, and I'm taking a lot of damage from Spikes right now. I went for Protect here. Thankfully, he did not switch out, because I was actually close to wanting to go for just the attack straight up, fearing that he'd switch into the Ferrothorn, because he knows that he can take a hit from Sharpedo. But thankfully, he stays in. And I do Protect, so I'm like, okay, now I just have to crunch. I don't Mega Evolve just yet because I'm still afraid of that Latios being Choice Scarf and him bringing that instead. So I was like, okay, I need to get that plus 2 now. I protected once, got plus 1 speed, and now I KO this Tapu Koko. Now I have plus 2 speed, so now I'm free to Mega Evolve. Now here is where I'm like, okay, this is going to be really, really sad for me because I think I just lose this battle. Because I have to Mega Evolve with Sharpedo, and my only chance to win here is if I can get the freeze with Ice Fang, which I do carry on the Sharpedo right now. And holy freaking cranberries, it actually got the freeze. I was like, oh my goodness. Now the only thing I need to hope for now is that this thing stays frozen. This thing is getting more leftovers still from the recovery, basically. Recovery from leftovers, basically, is what I was trying to say, damn it. But now I have to hope he stays frozen. He was trying to thaw quickly here by trying to go for protect here, but it did not happen, so I was good. And here, as a result, I was able to get another crunch off. It does not KO it still, though, so holy cranberries. I'm glad it stayed frozen right there, because honestly, I wouldn't have been able to take this thing out otherwise. Because look how much the iron bars are doing to my Sharpedo. Look, I'm almost dead right now, so holy cranberries. And I now get to take out this Ferrothorn with the freaking crunch, thanks to the freeze, man. Like, that freeze was huge, honestly. And now he's just going to send Latios, which I still wasn't sure if it was Scarfed or not, but now I'm at +2 speed, so I now have nothing to worry about. And I'm going to just take it out, and holy cranberries. That was quite an insane battle, not going to lie. Like, that was an insane battle. Good game, yes, and I'm going to admit to Atrix that, yeah, he could have definitely won this battle had I not gotten that freeze, honestly. He had that match in the bag, but it literally just took that 10% chance of the freeze for me to manage to bring that battle back from the depths of hell. Not really, but you know, I was just well, I wasn't in a deficit, but bottom line was that I was hella behind, and it did look like he was going to convincingly win the match. But holy cranberry, Sharpedo actually came in clutch, like severely clutch. Like, Sharpedo here just literally turned this battle into what is probably the best battle I've ever had in the entire Sun and Moon period. Like, holy cranberries. I know, it's crazy to say that because this battle kind of was decided by RNG, just by that freeze alone and a bunch of crits that happened in the battle as well. But still, there were still plays being made, and holy cranberries, I don't think I've ever gotten something like this in a battle, honestly. In a battle this long, and against one of Pokemon's moderators. So, like, this is actually really crazy for me. Oh, man. I don't even know what to say, honestly. Like, good game, man. I mean, I know. You could have won that, I know. But, I mean, holy cranberries. That was ridiculous. I can't believe I actually managed to pull that off with Sharpedo. My boy Sharpedo. My boy Mega Sharpedo. Coming in clutch, saving my rear end. Because I honestly, look, if I was gonna lose, yeah, I would take out Tapu Koko. The match would have ended in a 2-0. I was gonna post that battle even if I lost, honestly, because unfortunately it would have been a good battle anyways. But I just don't get to win. But the battle was good, so the fact that Sharpedo managed to make the miracle happen and actually win the battle for my final Pokemon Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle. Oh my God, Sharpedo, I just love you so much. This is why you're my signature right now, man. But anyways, holy cranberries. Yeah, okay. That's gonna be it, man. That's gonna be it, everyone. This is gonna be my final Pokemon Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle. Like I said, this one's hands down my best battle ever. I mean, I know RNG wasn't involved, but still, you cannot deny that this was such an amazing battle in the sense that this was meant to be my final Sun and Moon battle. This is like the most epic way to finish a match right now. Man, it's crazy. But anyways, thank you all for watching this battle, and feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below, and catch you guys in Ultra Sun and Moon. But yeah, catch you later.